Tuesday night in America. I am Billy at _Swan_man on Twitter, repping for the Army of Snarkness at Army of Snarkness on Twitter. Like the Facebook page for Army of Snarkness, and be sure to download all of our fun stuff on Stitcher, Spreaker, and of course iTunes, because it's the future and you can do that. So do it. Without wires! Back in my day, shit had to be with wires. Just say, oh god, that's what I'm doing now. A little dinner date with the wifey, excuse me. So, Tuesday! Yeah, I've learned the folly of trying to dine out on second shift on a weekday. Because, you know, Fridays, yeah, sure, you get away with it, but Monday through Thursday night, if there's no, like, big sports to do, they're closed. I get off at around 10, as you know, and if you don't, you should. And you do know. Yeah, motherfucker. And, out to grab something to eat that was different from the same old, because where I lay my head at night, there ain't shit! It's like, there is not a damn thing to eat. So, especially after 10. Like, well, there's restaurants and stuff, and the wife met me and was like, okay, this will be fun. I go to the joint, your local friendly neighborhood Fridays. Plug? Yeah. Go there, it's 10 on the dot, and they're just like, it's shut down. It's like, you can eat at the bar, but most everything's closed. And I feel like a D-bag, because I could have gone to the place across the street, where everyone's drinking, and they stay pretty open until about last call, which is around here about 2:30. So, that is why this is later. Apologies for the last one. Shit got fucked up real bad, if you couldn't tell. And it just threw my mind cakes out the fucking window. Just that, and I guess my blood sugar was low and whatnot. Because I eat very light. And I get crabby towards the end of a shift. And the middle ground between leaving work and getting home to some kind of food, it gets magoo. Unless I've had a lot of coffee to replace it. So, yeah. That just threw me off, man. I can't believe it. Didn't want to. But it's true. It's so painfully true. How are you, fellow listener? It's probably going to be, Wednesday morning. New comics. Be sure to grab some. I'll review them. I'll review the fuck out of them tomorrow. But for now, what to do. Lots of fun Comic-Con posts that people posted. Not on my page, because you guys are assholes and don't like it. Yeah. But lots of people in costume. A lot of people showing me pics of chicks being the comedian, which is fun. But I don't know what people want from me as far as that goes. I mean, the comedian with tits is a confusing thing. And they never have the mustache. Or the scar. But mostly the mustache. They never have it. So, well, I could have made the crass joke where it's like, oh, the button's on the wrong side. I'll help her rearrange it, but that wouldn't fly well, and it's crass, and I'm sure people have already made that. A joke. No yokes allowed. Talking WrestleMania. WrestleMania. It's on its way, and it's in a confusing fashion, because all the people we want don't really have matches that are worth a damn except for CM Punk and The Undertaker. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar is for Triple H's career. Oh no. Doesn't matter either way. Like, if Triple H loses, he can come back. Of course, it's wrestling. If Triple H wins, it's just another Triple H match, which is long, drawn out, and at his base, which is, okay. But over his last couple of matches have not thrilled me exactly. Sorry. Punk had it all over him. It's not just because I like the character CM Punk and over Triple H. It's that physically, yes. Punk had it all over Triple H. He was gigging on him, man. Throwing it left and right and just lambasting the motherfucker. Bah. Tuesday is when new media comes out. And today is a great day for new media. The Hobbit dropped on Blu-ray. And of course I got a copy. I said it last night, I think. And we got a new copy on Blu-ray of The Hobbit. Fantastic film. I don't know what the fuck. People apparently have problems with it, like Radagast or something. But you can go to hell. You got a problem with Radagast, bitch. You got a problem with me. And I will take your skull out and pee in it. And it'll just drip out of your eye holes and nose holes. Just fucking fuck your day up. Pee skull. Asshole. I don't know. We've all talked The Hobbit. We talk it a lot. But that's news of the day and a tie-up, sort of. The whole Steubenville rape thing really threw me off, too. just because, I got on it and recorded about a partial rant on it, and it got ugly. Like I said, last time. It's too ugly and passionate to be worth a damn, so maybe? I don't know. I was just like, nah, not worth it. Not light listening, not good listening, just bad. So, Chapter 3 of the Backyard Chronicles in your eyeballs. After all that fucking bullshit filler. Yeah, okay. So, Greg and I meet Greg, and middle school's over, and we're on to high school. And Greg is about my size, a little shorter, and he's into the technical proficiency of it. He's good, and he loves wrestling as much as I do, maybe even more so. His family makes money cleaning carpets on the side. They run an independent carpet cleaning business, which is quite profitable. He's about 15 to 16 in this era, so he starts to work. He's been working for them since the day, but he's a kid that always has expendable income because he works for his parents. And so that was always kind of cool, He was willing, he had, a couple of bucks to drop on shit and didn't need to ask anybody for it. And at the time, it was all very, wow. My parents would always be like, no, you don't need a job right now. You'll get to work soon enough. And that's true. So, on one hand, yeah, thanks. Thanks, parents. Seriously. That was good stuff. Not having to work and whatnot. But on the downside, there wasn't as much expendable income, but I wasn't going out and driving anywhere. He got his license before me. He was a little older. So with this expendable income and this passion for wrestling and this driver's license, kids start getting their driver's license around me, all my friends, but I'm a year behind because I was born in August, and it's always been a thing, at least in the proper school K through 12 thing, is that I was about a year younger than most of my peers. So I graduated high school when I was 17, and that, you can reflect, pull all that back, and apply it however you want. But that's why, everybody else was driving and shit, and I wasn't, and I just didn't give a shit. I was like, yeah, it sounds like work. Now I do it for a living. Weird, right? But at the time, I was like, I got friends that can drive, and I'll get to it. There was not the pressing need to, oh, fuck, get your license, I'm chomping at the bit. So, with all of this, there's a promotion in Georgetown. ICW already didn't listen to us. The MWA is in Georgetown, which is a skip away. It's about 14 miles from where we were. As the crow flies, a little trip on the interstate is about a 30-minute, 40-minute drive on the interstate from our little town to get to Georgetown. More or less. Depends. And he had his little shit-beater car, and Greg and I were super into it. So, like I said, with his expendable income, he bought, real grade wrestling shoes, and he just applied all of that, and I was just along for the ride to add the color. He's not, the maestro on the mic, like me. And so I added the flavor text and, the storyline thing, and he helped me with the physicality and the technical aspects of it, very inspired by Stu Hart's Dungeon and stuff like that. We were doing, submission holds. We did a clinic as far as backyard goes on each other of just constant reversals and finding out new ways to apply submission holds and inventing new submission holds on the spot. It was all very cool. And he bought a camera too, so we didn't just have one camera, and his was digital, used smaller tapes. It was like, woo, fancy pants. This is over a course of about, 9 months, I would say, yeah. Maybe 2 years? It was a while. And this is the decline of as we try to aim to get more professional with this MWA thing, which I'll explain later, the backyard shows start to lose a little steam because we're applying that to something that ideally would be more real, more tangible, because we're already prepping for SAT and shit. I was also prepping to go to wrestling school, and maybe go to wrestling school in lieu of college at this time, because it's cheaper. And it's something I really wanted to do, but more on that later. MWA was only a hop, skip, and a jump away. Greg has a car, Greg has expendable income, and wrestling tickets are cheap. So fucking A, we take his little car and we decide we're going to show up. And so every Sunday, for a couple of weeks, we show up, ask about, what it takes to get involved, if we can break down the ring, if we can work security. Just week in, week out. for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. And then, more sporadically as, winter comes or whatever. And driving across the interstate as a minor isn't working out. And then I started doing plays and shit in high school, because I loved the theater too, that's why I loved wrestling. So that would take up time and start to break up the routine, and that's, that tells the tale of its own. So we'd go there, this nice gravel pit, in the Kentucky Jamboree in Georgetown. And they'd put on the MWA Slam Fest. Fuck, I don't fucking know. They had the little shitty snack bar, and they had an arrangement of chairs, 3 sections. So the house would hold about 300 people, give or take. And the big deal was that's where Wildcat Chris Harris is from, who later just became, well, no, he was always Wildcat Chris Harris. So when he went to TNA, he's Chris Harris. So Wildcat Chris Harris, he had his fake Bret Hart glasses on, and I saw him come up. And Abyss, I forget his name at the time, we saw Abyss before Abyss was Abyss. Blah, blah, blah. And so that was really cool, in hindsight. But at the time, we're like, who the fuck is this scrub? Or that's kind of fun. Whatever they were doing. We'd critique them. And then some of the old-timers and stuff. And I don't know if it's the Patriot, or just the Patriot. But I had a feud going in the audience, like tie-dye guy in ECW or whatever, where the Patriot would do the hand slaps. I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah! And then I do the Ric Flair bit where I run the hand through my hair. Woo! And it burned him. And it burned him so many times I'd try to hide, and so he'd just see the hand. But then he caught wise. He's like, I know you, fucker! And he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't fall for it. And it was a good little, cute little thing. I dug it. And of course, like with all small promotions, especially at this time period where ECW has passed away for the moment, and a lot of that talent just had to make ends meet elsewhere. And that's where we got to meet the Sandman. Sandman came down 2 or 3 times, and we loved getting the autographs, and he kicked the shit out of this. I'll never forget it. The Sandman, we go there, and we get the same old snub response of like, hey, can we work in the back or help out, or what do we need to do to, achieve that? Like, oh yeah, we gotta close it, and that's it. That's all you'd get, really. We're like, oh no, he's working. Let me contact him, and then they just go to the back and never come back, or come back but not give it a solid answer. Oh, fucks. So after that, unlike Mick Foley, where it's like, oh yeah, dude, whatever. We just sort of sat there and enjoyed the show, and I'll never forget, as I said, Sandman was doing a show, and he looked like all of Duke Nukem. He had the red shirt, and the jeans, and the beer gut, and all of it. He was just rocking it. He's the fucking Sandman, bro. And he had to fight, what is his name? It's like Crazy Curly, or Hardcore Jack. I think Curly was, no, Psycho Sam. There you go. He was billed as Psycho Sam. This dude was in his 40s to 50s. Balding to the max with a hobo scruff, and he'd come out with a bandana and be like, with like a cigar in his mouth that wasn't lit, and do the classic heel thing, and he'd come out, and Psycho Sam would, try to compete hardcore. Obviously, he might have been on some drugs. Other than the booze that the Sandman poured down everyone's throats. Good times. Psycho Sam was clearly never made it to the bigs, and that was this guy was a cautionary tale to me. He was doing everything that I wanted to do, but for much longer and clearly with little success. So poor old Psycho Sam. Unless someone's got like the real dirt on Psycho Sam, I'd love to find out, honestly. I really would. So hit me up with Psycho Sam's deets, if you don't mind. If you know them. So Psycho Sam comes down, outmatched by the fucking hardcore icon that's in the ring. We all know where the winds of change are blowing on this one. Like, even though he snuck attack Sandman, stole the cane and everything, people came to see one thing. Most people showed up there. I mean, Greg and I had been doing this for a while, and we were there regardless, but most people came to see the Sandman do his Sandman thing. So, Psycho Sam comes out, and he's like, with this garbage can, and he does the thing, and then, much to his living up to his reputation, Sandman was known for getting way too drunk, way too fast during a show, and forgetting both the outcome and his own strength, and just getting by that way. Like, having the match just end eventually by hook or crook. So, he just wails on, after taking the obligatory lumps that Psycho Sam lays on him, with the garbage can and stuff. Sandman gets his cane back. Sandman took a Singapore cane, the kind we had, with him at all times. That's his gimmick. Aside from being drunk and politically incorrect and damn proud of it. And he just continues to wail the shit out of this poor old dude. Like, I saw the frailties of an old man be fucking whipped off of his body. Back to you, good to you. Smack, smack, smack. Like, oh, you can feel it in the crowd. And Sandman didn't have the cane, loose, where it just grabs the skin a little and crack and makes more noise than anything. No, it was tight. So it was just a stick. It was just a reeded stick. Just bang! Whooping the fuck out of this poor old guy. And you could see the look in his eyes. I saw it. The failure. I don't know. I can't believe I'm still doing this look in his face. You could see it even though he was trying to play through the motions. And the garbage can. He fell on the garbage can and it bent up. And it was aluminum. Yeah. And like a Coke can, you crush it. It's got little pointy edges sometimes if you crush it just right. So this garbage can had little pointy corner on both sides for where it got dented real bad by Psycho Sam. Sandman then turns the tables on Psycho Sam after whooping the fuck out of him with the cane, or someone took the cane from him because there was a manager and all this crazy shit. Sandman picks up the garbage can. Psycho Sam gets up, and Sandman bonk! Not the crisp king, not the crisp sound of aluminum on skin, where it, just cracks and then dents and it's no big deal. No, this was a gunk. Because the fucking corner, Sandman just wailed on him with the corner 2 or 3 times in the head, and he crumpled like so much paper. And had a thorough divot in his skull where the fucking corner had met his head. Just bong, 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 like, oh, dude. And that's, blood starts pouring down this old dude's face, and, the look of defeat in his eyes, and he's like, this is kind of tragic. This is kind of bizarre. It's the fucking Matador in Failsafe, Like, I'm watching, but instead of swords, it's garbage cans flaying the flesh of this old man. For my entertainment, no less. For, like, admission was like $6? I don't know, Sandman, might have been 10. But, holy shit. I just watched that, and then, of course, put through a table, boom, pinfall, victory for Sandman. Sandman does the obligatory multiple beers, to Metallica's Inner Sandman, of course, and celebration pouring down fans' throats. And he was breaking parts of the table, and I had this. I don't know if it got thrown out or what. I had a section of table that Sandman broke with his knee and started signing to sell for $5, $10 a piece. 8, whatever. I think it was $8. No, it had to be 10. For $10 on the spot, because he's a fucking entrepreneur, because all wrestlers have to make that end, man. They have to meet that end. If you can put your name on it and sell it, you fucking do it. Like, much like the t-shirts and much like anything else in the photos that they had. I already had my photo and I already had it signed, and that was like $13 or whatever. He was doing this, he just on the spur of the moment, like, fuck it. Bang, bang, took a Sharpie and started signing these corners of broken table, some with pieces of Sam on it. Well, blood. Drippings of Sam to punctuate his signature. He's like, fuck it, I'm selling it $10 a piece. You're selling the table $10 a piece. Everybody got a piece of table, or at least I got a piece of table. I had a big section of table with me. Everybody had fun, and it was a great night. But maybe that is looking back, maybe that is a turning point, as, I was getting ready to become a junior in high school at the time, and so as the end of sophomore year, you're looking at junior, and you're looking at schools, and you're looking to take the SATs, and, maybe college is the answer. Certainly my parents always said so. Not taking a year off, not any of that, just go straight in, it'll be easier. That was the thought. Maybe poor old Psycho Sam laid something in my subconscious that this isn't the way to go so much. Not without a thorough, I always said college was the right thing, of course, but I was looking to take a year off and do the wrestling school thing and then do college with the wrestling school. But maybe that was a moment where it's like, I'm going to do college and then wrestling school. I'll do the college first. Maybe, but at the time, I was high on adrenaline and carnage firsthand, and seeing a celebrity in my eyes, do his thing, and just thunderstruck by the whole night, and hoarse, from the screaming and all that good stuff. So, I still have the ECW Revolution video game, signed by Sandman. I've got all of those. Like I said, Sandman was not shy about selling his autograph. But maybe that was truly the beginning of the end of sorts. And that was Greg and myself during the highlights so far. Again, it's not the end of HRW or the Backyard Wrestling Days, but Twilight is coming. And with that, I hope you enjoyed my Backyard Chronicles. They're not over. I'm just a good show. Better than last time, I hope. So, farewell in the West, or whatever. Watch The Hobbit. Read a comic. Take care. And peace!